it's something you can guarantee, especially on Cobble, for him to break out at least, I'd say, one or two times on the CT side. But really, I'm hoping he does it more than that.
All right, well, you've set the scene, Harry. Yep. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a CT start for Big. They've got one defuse to get in the Formula Gear. Like we said, he's like more than the support player for this team. And it's going to be Golden using the utility, but it's a very fast push there. Keeve taken down 5 on 4 quickly, and the CTs are trying to react straight away. It will be Godby and Tapson pushing the upper B platform. Yeah,
I'm going to start pushing on up. Flusher is currently waiting in the wings, holding his position down towards drop down, and he will get control of it, and no one's there to keep him at bay, so he's just allowed to start to push on through freely. Will encounter some resistance, and it's Legia to resist. The rest of the guys pushing up next, gets nothing done. Gonna fall short. Legia trying to step up, and he's the one who's so often called into question. Just has to buy time for the rest of the guys to start to push in from behind, but they're gonna get spotted. Tapson able to get one, puts into a 2v3. That decoy does not fool him, as he just holds the angle. JW over at long, spots him out, and Godby's wrapping around in the meantime up to balcony, but Tapson needs help, and he's calling for it. He's been hung out to dry by the IGL, as now the wrap comes in from JW to finish him off. Godby goes down as well, and fnatic will be able to pick themselves up the pistol round here on their T side.
Well, there it is. fnatic coming out emphatically here on the second map. A nice early kill to kick things off towards B. And then all of a sudden, the CTs couldn't really keep track as to what was going on. They tried to push the upper platform and get back into the round, but getting pulled apart once again. Lecro and JW stepping up. They seem to be the fighting force of this team. They're getting most of the frags here since the departure of Olofmeister and Dennis. Obviously, very early days. We'll see how this team develops as we get further into the season. I'm calling it a season right now. We've had the player break. I'm calling this a new season. The majors finished, all these roster changes, and we'll see whether it works out for them. I'm liking the look of it so far. It seems like a nice adjustment for fnatic, I have to say. So, Big. They have forced ball into this second round. Keeve, of course, though, is the AWPer. He'll just be on the PT-50, no armor, but you can see the scout out for Legia. He's always on the scout, is one of the things I've noticed about him. He seems to be always wielding it. We saw a couple of kills on train, but we'll see if he can step up here at round number 2. They did manage to do this on train and fight back to begin that comeback, really. And we'll see whether they can do that again here as we see fnatic now holding up towards B and long A as well, just deploying the smokes. Golden and Flusher working in tandem right now to try and take down Keeve. Like we said, has only got that P250.
And Molotov's going to keep him in place. The nade finds some good damage too, but he just ducks on by it. I might even think it's clear. The Molotov did slightly miss its mark, but he's going to fall back. Plays it safe. Doesn't want to risk going down early on to the might of that SMG on Flusher. Flusher, of course, the Mac Daddy right now for fnatic. Going to be sending 4 players over here to A. Slowly but surely pushing up, methodically checking every single angle, while JW sells the potential of a fake out here on B. He might be fully flash. Takes one. Got B. Gets the trade. That's a rifle picked up and carried forward for Big. And now Keeve has to have a big performance on the site. Flusher finds him. Tapson and Got B all that remain. 2v4 as they try to come into this on the retake.
I don't think the cities can do much about this one. One of the most difficult sites notoriously to retake, especially when you're up against it in terms of manpower, firepower, no kits, you name it. It's going against Big right now. Godby looking to save this AK-47. Trying to get some exit frags here. I'm not sure this is worth it. I'd rather just be saving that AK, but he does manage to find 1 kill, goes down to 1 HP. Quite lucky to be alive there, I have to say, but still, he does survive, and that's his cue to leave the situation. It's going to be Crims there, almost guaranteed frag. Not quite, though. Takes Tapson down to about 20 HP, but can he find the kill in return? He actually can't. Tapson's so good. He gets it, but he'll go down to the bomb blast, and there it is, though. fnatic 2-0. We will see Godby save the AK-47. Put that in the hands of Tapson, more honest, but he's got the head armor, I guess, so he'll be wanting to use the AK himself. But Tapson's only their star player. You want to see him start getting in his zone, getting comfortable. If anyone's going to make a play happen with that AK, I think it has to be Tapson. Like, I think you'd be foolish not to give it to him, but like I said, Godby with the armor.
I can tell that one really, really hurt you. I mean, I would love to see Tapson with it as well, but as you said, the armor up on Godby. Going to be the driving force behind that decision. 3 players are Big over here in mid. JW's the one to push up, playing the close angle first. The rest of the team still waiting up behind him. They're not going fast into this. It's actually Golden to start to slide in through. Drop down. He's taking control. Has to be careful. Players coming in from behind in all angles. JW finds one over in mid. Mid-air. Golden taps away with the tech. Takes the duels up close. He's on 2. Looking to try and do more damage here. Oh, doesn't watch the ammo count. Only 1 bullet left. Tapson himself the AK from God B.
Well, he'll get a frag here potentially there, but down he goes. I just want to note as well, with Technon has been nerfed. He used to have 24 bullets in the clip, now it's got 18. So some signs of it there. I still think 18 is way too many, if I'm being completely honest. I think 10 or 12 would be the kind of the middle ground I'd be looking for there, but still, finally some weaknesses shown in the Tech 9. It's 3-0 fnatic, and those 4 spies in the second round. You can see how big are feeling the burn right now. God B, UMP, same story for Legear as well. Kiev got the AWP, but nothing else really. A decoy to work with here as he goes slightly aggressive towards long A. And Molotov at the start to stop any sort of CT push and allow the T's to get closer and not be surprised when he's pushing CTs here. And they're going to be going in with one flash. Kiev has to pull the trigger. Here comes the flashbang now. Doesn't actually do it. Wants to maybe just fall back and not give away that he's got the AWP in the position.
Yeah, doesn't take that fight. Instead, falls back more passively into A. He's going to be here mostly on his lane, so his Legia currently resides down in middle. Holding the close angle, fnatic. Rotating everyone in here. No one watching any aggression out from behind, but Big aren't giving it to them, so it is the right decision to make. Legia holding the close angle. If he goes down, that's a lot of utility lost, and also one of the kits dropped down in mid. No one in a great spot to try and trade for him here. They have to be careful. They're going to go pushing on through. They don't check it, but Legia fails up close. He's done damage. Golden was able to find the frag, and that's the man advantage taken here. Golden in with a second. And this A-bomb site gets broken in half. JW and Lecro, they combine for 2 between them, and now Tabson, he's the last man left. 1v5 fnatic. They're going to pick themselves up a 4th, and Henry, I was saying that the man coming into this for me is going to be Golden, and right now, the IGL 6-2.
He looks great, doesn't he? Very good stuff. I'm actually surprised. A man with, let's face it, not much experience at top level CS, especially like the likes of Pro League. Sure, he's had decent showings. They've won tournaments for Fnatic Academy, but for now, he's got to be looking after players like Flusher, JW, world champions. That's not an easy task, right? It's a very difficult one. And the fact he's performing with that and in-game leading as well, that's a great prospect for the future going forward. It's early days in an online match, but I'm liking what he's showing so far. Confidence and good aim, and the team seems to be operating very well. After a very short amount of time, he's had to work with them, so that's cool. So just a note on that as well, this is why I'm one of the people who's saying 4 spies have to stop in the second round for a CT side, because sure, if you win the round, it looks fantastic, you get back into it, but I think if you're an underdog type big, who relies very heavy on utility, strategy, AWPs with Kiev especially, you need to making sure you're being more modest in that second round, having enough to work with there. The fact 2 of your players were down to UMPs, you had Glass Cannon, Kiev there, no nades to work with. Fnatic is going to completely devour you. They've got much higher skill potential across the board, and I feel like a team like Big, they need to be more in tune with that philosophy, in my opinion. So 4-0 now. Tabson does save the AK-47, and that's something to work with at least.
And I mean, the biggest issue with that round is Legia. He was the man who forewent a lot of firepower with the UMP down in mid to get the extra utility in the kit. But he was playing such a forward angle, no one could trade. All that utility dies with him the second he goes down. It was a very, very risky play that didn't pay off for them. So this round, not expecting too much. Legia actually looking to try and prove us wrong. Able to find the first. There's a gap in the smoke for Tabson. He does get tagged a little bit trying to exploit that. Manify is taken early on though for Big. Tabson playing the AK over here on platform. Finds some damage through the smoke. Molotov to keep him at bay. He's going to fall back into the B bomb site. Going to get boosted up by God B. Just desperately trying to keep Fnatic at bay. And while speaking of bay, right now Golden, he's playing over in drop, looking to try and take the lurk roll perhaps. No, going to move back with the rest of his team. It looks like it's going to be the A-bomb site they decide to hit up.
Well, they're staying away from Tabson and that nasty AK-47. But Legear has been decent with the CZ so far. He's had the opening kill. Can he get anything more from this? Don't reface that, my friend. Try and bet in your teammate Kiev, and he is good with the pistols, isn't he? Couple of kills now, back and forth, and Big do have the advantage for now. They can actually win this round as JW, he takes down Legear. Time ticking away, 10 seconds, Harry. I think they might have done it. That first kill from Legear might have been just enough, but Lecro trying to say no. That's it. That should be round over, and there it is. Next through the smoke. Here's him coming, and it's down to Legear. 2 frags, working with Kiev from the danger area and the mid-ramp. I have to say, that was quite well done. Especially from Legear at the start to get that opening advantage, just as we called him out for maybe giving too much away in the previous round.
I tell you, it's just typical as well. Every other anti-eco, you know, I go into it with so much faith. I believe in the team. I like the underdog story. And that one, I said, nah, there's no way they can do this, and they win it out. But as is the way, for fnatic. They have themselves the AWP up on JW. Could this be the thing that takes these guys to the next level? Right now, Legia on his lonesome out at long. Gonna be holding the angle, waiting to see if the push comes through. No one here to trade. He is here entirely on his own. Smokes it off, throws out the nade. Gonna get the sound cue that flusha is there. Nade back in return. You can see on the back of that, he doesn't want to try and extend forward anymore. Doesn't want to keep holding so aggressively. So does start to relinquish some control. Actually, he's going to go back for it. Starts now to fade away. Gets the information that players are indeed pushing.
Sure. Well, this is a very default round. You can see Golden, towards drop down. That's quite common for in-game leaders to try that position, but there it is. The refrag coming in. Gobi is actually a pretty decent player at drop down, believe it or not. He's a decent fragger in that spot. Crims gets the refrag, but it's now a 4-4. Big still with the AWP in hand. That's in the hands of Kiev with connector presence for now. And we're falling back towards the B-bomb side. Crims is confident nothing is going to be towards that drop-down area. He's holding that by himself for now. A nice smoke deployed there by Nex as the fnatic side head back towards B. In terms of utility, one smoke and some flashbangs. Not ideal, but if they can find this kill on Nex or Tabson, they'll be golden going forward. And he's already dead, so...
They'll be stacking up. Tabson trying to kickstart this round, gets himself one. Still has more to do, drops down from tree. They're going to be able to dispatch of a player within the site. Next goes down, Tabson, next man to fall. Keeves holding the cross though, spots it out. Misses the shot, misses the bomb, and then falls prey to Crims. It's all on Legia. Coming in on the flank, Crims locks it down. A 4K for him in that round. Fantastic stuff.
Kiev just had to hit that one shot, Harry. There was like 5 seconds left as the bomb scrambled on top of the site. It was absolute pandemonium there. Oh, that was quite exciting. I enjoyed that a lot. Kiev, he hits one shot, but it wasn't enough. That's the shot you had to hit right. And then as soon as he does it, Crims takes him down where the Legia is coming through. And as you said, 4 kills for Crims in total. He's been very good tonight, I have to say. Looking revitalized, perhaps, as we go into another eco situation here after winning one round. Fully reset, completely wrecked. $1,400 per player. It might be double eco town, but we do have Kiev on $4,700. Same story for God B as well. So maybe they can force the next round. This won't be the prettiest of buys, I have to say. Towards A we go. And the chance to get a couple of kills here. Headshot from Legia, but can't find the frag, and it's going to be Kiev now to strike with the Desert Eagle.
They're boosting up Tabs, trying to spot something over the top of the smoke, but instead just go running on in. Tabson misses everything, and it's all eyes on Nex, who's able to take one. There's an AWP out there that he desperately wants to get, but he'll fall prey to Lekro and Crims as fnatic goes 6-1 up on the T side now. This is where that money situation gets difficult, Henry. As you said, they've got enough money on 3 of these players to field a buy, and they're going to go for it.
They are going to go for it. I guess at this point, you're 6-1 down. Morale might not be at an all-time high at this point. You need to get around some sort of luck here. Kiev, with the AWP, he knows he's got lesser weaponry around him. He probably needs to go a bit more aggressive this time, I would say. We'll see if that comes through. It's Tabson, though, the star player of the team. He's towards danger. He hasn't been on this side of the map. It's been Kiev who's been trolling long A's so far, and they've swapped things up. So the AWP goes towards B. They're trying to mix it up here, and Kiev, oh, that flashbang. He should be dead. I'm not sure how JW doesn't hit the shot, but Kiev, here we go. We said aggression had to come in, but the Molotov's going to land at his feet. He'll have enough time to fall back here, but still, they have got the advantage for now. Be careful, Nex. Fires all over the place. As we enter the 1 minute 20 mark, it's JW. It was gifted that first shot, but couldn't connect it.
An advantage up for Big. Golden going to be donning his AWPing shoes, showing that in some respect he's a threat to everyone on this fnatic roster as a potential replacement. He's going to be biding his time over here at B. Throws in a solitary flash to keep Nex and Kiev interested, disallow any early rotations, and that leaves Legia and Tabson out on A all alone. Legia holding the close angle at long. Tabson trying to watch mid with the M4. Smokes are in right now, so they've only got 35 seconds left. fnatic going to be leaving this one down to the wire. And Legia, here's the push coming on in. Tabson turns his attention along. Both of them fully flashed, gets forced back, but now they're going to return with a flashbang of their own. This has worked out perfectly. fnatic, with only 24 seconds left, waiting for this utility, this wall of nades to try and die down, which it has. And now 15 seconds, they've left this one with only a few seconds left, and Tabson reins it in. He gets himself 3. Golden's the last man left in a 1v4. Multiple Germans knocking at his door. He wants to try and go down while there's still time left. He's throwing away the gun. This is a disaster if he doesn't die. Now he's going to try and find one.
Oh, stay alive at that point. I guess he had thrown away the gun like he said, but now he goes away with nothing, no armor or anything like that. Just jumped in, fully committed, and as you can see, our lovely observer pointed out, he's only got $500 there, golden. But we have got money to drop him, so that's fine. It's not a huge deal. So the adjustment there, Harry, moving Tabson over towards A where they're having a lot of trouble. It works out for them. The fragging machine, the new boy on the block, Tabson, managing to find 3 huge kills there. Very good stuff indeed. Fast adjustment now from fnatic this time. They're not messing around. It's JW going in first. The AWP, of course, why not? Bounces through, trying to find the first frag here. Looking for a CT to fall back, but nice smoke there. Well read by the CTs. I think that was indeed Legia. They're back to their, I guess, their usual setup. Keep still towards B, but Legia and God B this time. They've got a few setups to work with, it seems. Tabson in connect this time, so keeping things a little bit more dynamic. No double orb set up as of yet. See, Golden, he didn't actually get dropped a weapon, so they had dropped the orb for JW, presumably, and then Golden's had to go in with no armor. He's a glass cannon deagle. A new thing.
I mean, hey, when times are tough, you do what you can. Right now, he does not have much to work with. Everyone else, though, they're fairly well endowed. So, got beat. First man to fall. Fantastic stuff from JW to open this round up. And now, out on A, Legia and Tabson, all that remain. Flusher peeks out from long. Tabson gets beheaded in the process as Flusher claims Legia as well. And here we go, Nex. Has to try and be the next big thing as he makes his way up towards balcony. Going to be holding the cross into the site. 4 players. I think that 5 about to be running his way. He actually gets hit by the smoke, so they have an idea that he's there as well, and that's just going to force him out. Decision to save has been made.
It's wherever Tabson's not seems to be the problem. This time they had God B in the gear holding towards long A. fnatic went there again, find both the kills. Tabson drops in the connector, and it's a bit of a problem for him. That's another harsh reset, Harry. So look at the fragging charts while we're here. We can see Tabson, of course, 10 kills with him. It's such a common trend, which is fine. He's the star player, but still, it's not unusual to say the other boy's not keeping up with him. Legia, God B, 3 kills next. It's one of the bigger performers for the team as well, 2 for 6. Keeping 4 kills with the AWP hasn't really been good enough for him so far. He saves the AWP, same story for Nex as well, but they are being hunted. Need to be very careful here. Both teams low on money. Fnatic don't want to give too much away. They're actually probably happy for Big to save these weapons and then push them the force buy. They want them to really have a weak buy going into the next round and completely decimate the entirety of their money here. Of the replay of the JW frag, presumably. Oh, that was quite nice, wasn't it? Pinpoint accuracy. So the force buy comes in once again. You can see, not looking great. They can drop some weapons here and distribute the cash accordingly, but UMPs are out. Not a single kit, Harry, and the AWP once again. So fnatic are fine with this situation. They've got a nice full buy. They can execute fully. The bomb goes down. Very little chance Big can actually do anything about this. But the buy, it's not terrible, you know. They still have utility and an AWP. But 1 SMG there. And Nex with no grenades whatsoever. That's a bit of a problem. Let's see if they can recover. Keeb once again having to go aggressive here at the upper platform.
Yeah, he's trying to lock down long best he can. Flusher is the man lying in wait for the rest of the big boys over at long. JW drops Keeb. That's now the AWP dropped on platform. The one glimmering bastion of hope that these guys had gets snuffed out ruthlessly by JW as he looks to try and continue his reign of terror. fnatic focusing on taking drop down now. God B gonna get smoked out. Next flashes him through. Gonna try and take the peak, but has second thoughts, gets cold feet, and that is the right decision to make. 2 players from fnatic lying in wait there. They're gonna start to peel away, pick the bomb up on their travel, and look to try and rejoin Lecro and Flusher over here in middle. I reckon it's gonna be another A hit right now. Legia, he's here all on his lonesome, has to try and step up in a big way. We saw he was the catalyst for winning the anti-eco a few rounds ago, but now he's got to do it again.
We'll see what he can do. The CT's being bled dry here. 30 seconds remaining. They at least got that working in their favor. Smokes up, they're decent. Legia, he has been pretty decent here towards middle, but it seems like they're anticipating his presence here, but they're not expecting the double spray down. Great work. The refrag comes in, but Legia's done enough. 15 seconds now. Tabson, one of the key players here, can't get anything done. Flusher takes him down from long A, and now God B with that UMP, the weakest weapon on the side. He has to go big here. He denies 1. Can he find the second? He can. It's God B who somehow finds what it takes. to actually win the round and bring another win for Big. It seemed like it was all done for there, but look at the positioning. They had no time to check the cannons and got B with both frags. It wasn't the prettiest of rounds, but Legia with the double spray down. They found another on the board, but they're not done just yet. You can see the rebuys coming in, Harry. 3 UMPs, no AWPs. They do have the utility to work with here, but it's still the same scenario. You lose this round, and they're done for. They have double eco.
Yeah, I mean, both teams finding themselves in that scenario now. So this round is worth its weight in gold if you can pick it up. Next, this time showing that the UMP is strong for the Germans. Cake starts this round with another frag out on a JW. That will be the second time now he's been the first man down for fnatic. And that might be the round-winning formula here for Big. Find him early on. And that's going to prove to be a crux once again. Now, 4 players left, 3 of them situated over here at B with Flusher holding the flank. Rest of the fnatic guys now not so sure that B is for them. They're going to try and take control of the drop down once again. Kiev playing it passively from the window, as Leggy is taking lots of aggression out on A. And all the information he's getting on the back of this is huge. I mean, right now, if he actually peeks out further, he'll quickly discover that no one is there from fnatic. Flusher just holding the angle in case anyone tries pushing up. Key finds the first onto Crims. That man advantage extended that much further. Golden's able to get one back in retort. The 3-on-4 about to ensue. It will be even odds as they head in towards the B bomb site.
Well, a chance here for Golden, though. Good positioning. They don't seem to be aware that this could be a possible outcome, but he can't find the form to get more than one frag. It's a decent attempt, but 30 seconds. Here's one of the star players now for fnatic, Lecro. He finds the headshot required, but next he gives him the same sort of treatment. We're down to the 1v1, Harry. It's up to Legia, making a ton of noise when they drop down. He's desperately trying to get close to the bomb site here. The smoke deployed, and Lecro. Time not on his side once again. It's a common trend. That smoke's not great either. Legia comes in tentatively towards the bomb site. I think he's done it. Legia surely wins this round. He'll pounce at this point, surely. Lets the bomb go down, strangely enough, but almost gives it away. Very close indeed, but that's the round. Legia had to win. The bomb's planted, and fnatic gets extra $800 per player, but I don't think it'll be enough for a buy here. They'll get $1,900. They've got about 1K right now. So 3K per player about, but Legia wins a huge round there for Big. Yeah. I didn't say Big twice.
I mean, that's classic Legia fashion as well. You know, he likes to keep Godby on his toes. He almost loses things, but yeah, he does manage to win it out in the one-on-one.
He's stepped up the last few rounds.
No, yeah, he definitely has. I think he is, especially, you know, when he's having his A game, I think he's a fantastic player within Big, but that is kind of the issue with him, right, is sometimes he isn't. And when he isn't having his A game, he's having his worst possible game.
Wow.
But, I mean, right now, clearly it's working out for them.
We're not going to see a force buy from fnatic, but getting unlucky in a couple of the clutches. There's 2 1v1 situations back to back. They will be bringing out the Tech 9s, the CZ. This is a partial buy. They still have around $1,500 in reserve, I would say. As we enter round number 12, the dying sectors of the first half here. A couple of smokes to work with. 3 in total, to be exact. And CTs know they're still not healthy here. Their money has not been established, really. They're doing okay, though. They should win this round. Should be in the opposite word there. As we head into the 1 minute mark, it's going to be flashbangs towards long A. Legia, that's a lovely grenade. Boom, ton of damage right in the face of Flusher. Have some of that. As they push through the fire, it's going to be Kiev to back him up now long A. And this is looking good for the CTs.
Yeah, fnatic trying to take control of drop down. It will be given to them as Next plays it passive. He doesn't land too much apart from damage to JW. And that's now the rifle carried forward as well. They continue this reign of terror. Let Grow beheads Godby. And now it falls onto Kiev to step up over at long. He finds the first, but Crims dispatches of him from range. And this round quickly turns sour for Big. Legia pushing up through mid, able to find 1. That is the M4 drop for fnatic. Make that 2. Legia pulls this back into the realms of possibility for Big. Crims waiting within the site, has to try and take the fight. Damage being done. Tapson tapping away, trying to do what he can. But they're going to have to push in. He loses his teammate in the form of Legia. And now he finds himself locked in the 1v2. He's been the man to step up. Gets the first. Tapson's not done yet. Tapson, what was that? He takes them both. And that clutch was utterly unbelievable. Defuse comes on in. And if you're a frag movie maker, Tapson is just your best friend, your dream player. as he does it again.
How does he do that time and time again? It's just disgusting. It shouldn't be happening. He's nowhere near the bomb, boys. You're giving him opportunities. To be fair, though, they did play that correctly. They're both basing at the same time. He just somehow hits that 180 shot, and then he hits the one towards the ramp as well. fnatic start panicking, but tabseN, he just keeps winning these clutches. He always keeps his team in the game somehow. And it's going to be another great performance from him. Here we go, round number 13. Now we have a game on our hands. As we'll see, another buy for Big, but still struggling. Every single round's a 1v1, but they've won the last 3. One round will do it. fnatic will be crushing them. They know it as well. That was a 4-on-2 situation that they recovered from there. Good grenade from tabseN towards the upper platform. He's being dynamic now. He changed his position up time and time again. Let go of the nade, and now still wanting to frag. Flashbang goes over, trying to push any AWPers back and have his crosshair ready and waiting. He's very deadly with the AK-47.
Deadly indeed as he starts to peek on out. JW waiting in the corner, playing it cautiously, and tabseN has no idea that he's there. Lekro holds the angle. And that's tabseN found. He's been the real problem here for fnatic. Finding him early could be their path paved to success. Pushing into drop. Got B trying to hold the angle with the UMP, able to take the first. Crims doesn't trade it just yet as he waits a little bit longer. And that means now we're into the 4-on-4. Pop flashes himself on through, but it doesn't aspire into anything. Next, over on platform, they see Keeve gets flashed back. The old bait and switch. They haven't checked the angle just yet. Next peeks on out, finds the first, the second, the third. He does so much work for them over on platform, leaving it now all on Crims in a 1v2. Bomb's been dropped. He does manage to turn it back into a 1-on-1. Legia has to step up in this clutch. And Crims making his way on a platform. Goes to push on in, tries to take the fight, grabs himself the bomb, but damage done by Legia, and that will be big. Winning it out once again in these clutch rounds, 6-7. And the 1v1s are their friends at this point.
They've won so many clutches, it's disgusting. But Legia, you can't deny he's stepping up now, finding form when required. And his fnatic must be so frustrated with this one. They're winning the majority of the opening duels. They have the advantages. They're making the correct plays towards the bomb site, then something just goes sour. Just one play, one position not checked, and that time it was next. Tucked himself into the corner there, gets a 3-man spray down, brings Big right back into the round, and there it is, another 1v1 that slips by the wayside for fnatic. We go into round number 14 here. In terms of the buy, they've kept themselves about 2k. It's a maximum loss bonus once again, and Keeve opens things up. Takes down Golden. And there will be another 5-on-4. I don't know how big. I've got the top back in this game. Shouldn't be happening. Every round it seems like, yep, fnatic outclass him here. It's looking much better. Getting those opening frags, and this could be another one of those examples. Lekro, decent frag. It could get a second as well, but Keeve hitting shots all over the place here with the AWP.
Actually continues peeking though with the USP, and it's going to go down as a result. tabseN and Next hot on their heels to try and rotate in. They haven't got control of the site just yet, but then they find Legia at long. Down goes Next. It's all eyes on tabseN, and no heroics this time as Crims shuts him down, and that will be fnatic to finally pick themselves up another in a round that they had the advantage in.
Just about. It's the Tech-9. Something had to give at some point. Big. They've won 4 clutch situations in a row. This time, tabseN can't do anything about that. 1v3 with the M4 finally shut down here. And as I said, they just had to lose 1 round, and Big would be done for. And there it is. It finally happens. fnatic surely winning this round number 15 of the first half. We've got CZ's, Deagles, and a bit of a dream here for Big. Don't give the frag away, Lekro, but there it is. Dispatches of his opponent. The gear goes down. Now they've got the 5-on-4 nice and early. You've worked out they've got just pistols here to slow it right down, drop the smokes, flashbangs, refrag together. They should be absolutely fine here. Wait for those smokes to go down. Nothing has to be done here. Wait for reactions to come in. You've got so much time to work with.
You make it sound so easy, Henry. But that's been the problem for fnatic time and time again. It's the rounds that they should be winning. Keep eluding them.
It's like the way I describe anti-ecos, it's not a guaranteed win by any stretch of the imagination, but you're eradicating risks and increasing your percentage chance of winning it. That's what I want to see. Anything can happen. The Deagles, the 5-7s, Tech-9s, whatever, they can always elude you. But if you can do everything you can to just to eradicate those risks, that's when I'm fine with it, you know?
Oh, but there's no eradicating tabseN nor Keeve as already these pistols spring into action. Peeve has to be careful. Player in from behind. That will be Flusher to pick him up. They're going to lose out on Nex as well, as JW starts his aggression into B. Down goes Tapson, and now it's all on B.
What was that? Running in, throws his AWP away, and CZ someone, just bodies them on the site. That's so sick. All right, JW, whatever. I guess that's happening, that's a thing. And it will be fnatic winning the half, 9-6. Quite an exciting one, Harry. So many clutches, and Big keeping their heads above water just about there. They seem like the weaker team, but somehow keeping those 1v1s rolling in. We're going to catch our breath and take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. We're back to the second half. Explosive first half that was. It was close, but it doesn't necessarily tell the full story. We had many clutches there. Big didn't really have many clean rounds, Harry, but they did have a lot of passion and character with the 1v1 situations, especially from Legia.
Yeah, I mean, he was the king of the 1v1. Tapson was the king of the 1vx, as he was a man who carried these guys through so many of these rounds. Hard-fought victories for Big that really should have gone the way of fnatic, and I can't imagine how much more it's going to get exciting. How much more it's going to get exciting, yeah, as we head into the second half. That makes sense. As fnatic, now they're on that CT side. I'm excited to see what can come of it. I've been speaking a lot about Golden in particular, about how he chooses to play his CT sides.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see what that leads to. You've said he likes to use the Mag 7, for example.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of the Mag 7. And as well as that, I just think that the overall CT side for Fnatic Academy back when he was IGL in it in the day was always very well drilled. They always looked very good. I think we've seen that thus far. I think, you know, a 9-6 scoreline over on their T side is nothing you can shake a stick at. I think it looked good. Heading into this one now, though, we've got Big over on that T side. Got B, this time's going to be the man to forego the armor in favor of that smoke. And Molotov for Fnatic, they've got two players who have foregone the armor. Crim's in with the diffuse kit, JW with a CZ. But look at this from Big. There's no slowing down. They go charging in, and this train, well, it's been able to find something, but Golden's not going to try and derail it. He only managed to get one. It's Lekro to tap away. Tries to keep the Germans at bay, and he's doing a fantastic job right now. Got B. All that remains in the 1v2. Damage done. Turns it into the 1v1. Not again, Big. They can't keep winning these out. He's got so much more HP than Crims. The play has to be perfect here from Crims over on Rock. He might not have armor, but he's got the Glock, and there we go. Down goes Crims.
Another 1v1. It happens again. I have to say, though, the player pushing from the tree position as well. Who was that? I think it was Flusher, actually. There was no real need for it. Lekro had done so much work as a 2 versus 1. You're up against God B as well. Make him plan and surely go in together, but it was Flusher trying to shut it down as quickly as he possibly could. Maybe a little bit too audacious for my liking, but there it is. Big win another clutch situation. Rushing B there, entering it from the drop down and upper platform position as well. A couple of flashbangs utilized. Lekro completely mowed them down, but God B, known to be very good and very cerebral player when it comes to clutch situations. Not known for having the best aim, but in terms of knowing what he has to do to win a round, he's always going to know and have the opposition's number. So that's quite cool to watch. And unfortunately, Crim's taken down. We go into round number 2 here. Boost from Golden, but Godby sends him packing. It's going to be a 5-on-4. That's exactly what we want to see at the beginning of an Antico round.
Yeah, you know, as is the case, they're going to look to try and go a little bit slower on the back of this. They found one. From this point on in, they don't want to risk throwing anything away. Peeking over the top, they take control of drop down. There is a man there to try and keep them at bay. JW rotates in with the scout, and that's a pretty good read. Godby and Nex are both one-shot kills to it, so it's effectively an AWP if you're in either of them. Spots a player out. That was Tabson, doesn't actually land the damage. Now they know JW's here, and Legia started to root back round behind. Tabson dispatching Electro, looks to try and get more work done, but that's dropped down to go the way of Big. As they take the 2-man advantage and still taking it with this very slow pace. The bomb now rotating back round over to A.
Here we go. Well, it's looking quite promising for Big, I have to say. 5-on-3 situation, the gear, full control of the A site here. No one waiting on the other side as well. Look at all the utility being deployed. Smokes towards connector, Molotov towards APC, platform, balcony as well. Eradicating those risk carriers, that's what I'm talking about. Flushing any CTs out, don't face check if they don't have to. Use the utility, that's what it's there for. And Tabson can't find the final frag, but that's round secured. He gives away a scout by the looks of things. JW will be having that weapon in hand, taking it to presumably Rapunzel Tower. We might just wait here and T-spawn. Not really much that weapon will do for the next round, but it might find them a kill or two, who knows. As Kiev can probably have a little guess as to where he is. JW can hear something of the ladder. Does he go for the pick? Of course he does. But down he goes.
Yeah, tries his luck on the peak, doesn't manage to get anything done. I guess he knew he was in a spot of trouble. They knew he was up there. The information was found by Kiev, and he just wanted to try and make it a bit costly if he could. I wouldn't fancy his odds in the, 1v4 with a scout anyway, with them encroaching with the SMGs. So for this round for fnatic, they have nothing to invest, just USPs across the board. It's a round where Big are going to try to make money, try and keep as many players alive as possible. Nex, the one looking to try the... Nex and Kiev, the ones trying to do the brunt of the work here with these SMGs. And that's apparent as Kiev. He's an eager beaver trying to get on through. Tabson peeks out in a drop, spots a couple of players out, but it doesn't transpire to anything.
Full eco for fnatic here, not a single dollar invested into the roundings. They've got default pistols, USPs in this case, and we'll see whether they can maybe get a kill. That would be a success there, 1 or 2 kills. Very, very unlikely to win the round, like maybe 1% chance at this point. They do some damage, managing to dink up Godby and a little bit to Tabson as well. As we have a little boost coming in as well. This could be interesting. I'm starting to kind of like this now. It's perfectly done, but this doesn't have the firepower. JW gets 1 kill. That's all he was ever going to get there. Maybe could have got a bit closer, but was making a lot of noise. And finding frags here, Electro, if for some reason doesn't get looked at, he might find a kill. There it is. Oh, double kill. Now we've got a chance. They actually have the man advantage. Nothing invested into this round, remember, as well. But now it's a 1 versus 1 once again. It's Legia. It's going to be Flusher. A classic matchup. Legia has won so many clutches, looking for his 4th frag in the round. Flusher cannot find a weapon here, but he has got view of the bomb. Surely this round doesn't work out for fnatic.
Yeah, Legia can't really try and reposition either. Allow Flusher to push up and grab himself a rifle. Legia is so close to spotting this out. He gets himself the bomb. And Flusher just trying to remain hidden. Maybe give the allure that he's rotated on off. Bomb plot comes in. He will be spotted. Legia takes the peek, finds the damage, but they're going to drag this out even longer. And Flusher dodging around the site like a game of cat and mouse here. Legia gets the bomb planted. Now it's Flusher on the clock, but he's netted himself an AK. He peeked out in the second that Legia looked away. He's got himself a rifle to play with. Legia going to try and peek wide, reposition off the site. Flusher taking it even wider here.
He's saving the AK, I think.
Saving.
Well then, Legia will rack that up as another win in the 1v1 situation, Harry. Nothing he can really do about this one. Has to save the AK. Spots him, but Legia does it again. 3 kills in total. And as I said, I think that's pretty accurate, though. Nothing invested into the round. I think about 8% is probably about right for the chance you have to win that round. They actually bring it down to the 1v1. It's actually a man advantage at one point as well. But Legia, he does manage to just about win that round. And we'll go into 9-9. Bit touch and go, but a saved AK there. Flusher, a bit of build to swallow. He likes to go for those clutches, but he probably knew, okay, I don't know where he is now. I've lost track of him. I need money for the next round. We have been forced buying. We can't get an AWP. So me having the AK means I'm going to be a bit more aggressive towards long A potentially. Here we go. The first gun round here. 9-9. Nothing nothing separating these two teams.
Yeah, for Big, they're going to be looking to spread out, take some map control early on. Got B peeking down over at long, and Legia trying to seize control of mid. They have Keeve up on the AWP, the watchful eyes of Keeve looking over them. Nex and Tabson waiting to see if any aggression comes out over at the B bomb site. Smoke start to dissipate, and that allows both these players the opportunity to try and take a peek on through. Big have made some good progress out towards A. Right now, Tabson and JW looking to try and go toe for toe over here at long. Nex is waiting as well, and JW nearly gets caught on the peak there. Still shoulder peeking it. Nex misses the shot. JW gets sent reeling back. Molotov to force him out of position over on platform, but he keeps holding it. Keeps taking the fight. It is risky. So far hasn't netted any advantage for either one of these sides.
Damage inflicted. fnatic doing significant work towards God B and Tabson, but flusha boosted up towards middle this time. It's a very common boost. We don't see it so much these days, but it's normally good for one frag, especially with the AK as well. Damage, like a turret almost. Ooh, there you can see the damage he has to drop down now. Information given away, but he has baited in Crims. What a spray down that is. Finds 3, looking for the 4th. Not going to happen, but that should be the round in the bag for fnatic. 4 versus 2 now. Keeve and Nex trying to fight back into this situation, but flusha doing more work here as he finds another headshot. It will be Keeve with the PD-50. Might get one more frag here, but not meant to be. So the boost is not the position to find the frags, but it does take the attention away from middle and allow Crims to have this magnificent play here. Really nice stuff. He's had a good game. Well, a good couple of maps, I should say, all evening. I just want to check here whatsoever. It's so fixated on that boost position. And so it doesn't find the frags, but certainly wins the round.
Yeah, I mean, there's a really, really simple checklist you can do, and that's, you know, is it a clutch scenario? Yes, okay. Do you have Legia as your man? Sure, then you can win it. But that round, it all came down to, what, Nex and Keeve, and that is too much to ask from these two players. fnatic find themselves in the lead once more. JW's got himself the AWP, and that's a daunting prospect if you are Big here. He's actually going to switch it up. Looks like he's going to start to fade away. Has to be careful because he knows they could be down in drop. There was no one there watching it. So rotate coming in slowly as him and Golden switch places. Both of them right now going to be holding this from Connect there. Having the AWP there means he can try and catch players on the cross, but feels like they're maybe planning for failure a bit, so he's going to now start his mission back into the site.
Nades utilised towards drop down here, but it's Big down towards pistols. They're going to have the P250s and Keeve on the Deagle. Not really much to work with here, but they have got control of the drop down area, trying to make their next play towards the B side. But 2 players towards long A as well. They could be trying to pincer and force an A split here from the window. But as you can see, Golden ready and waiting. They do a little counter boost here. Quite rare to see that on the T side, but up he goes. And he could be joining his teammates towards the upper platform. Nice nade there from the Gear. Doesn't inflict too much damage, but at least pushes the city off somewhat. The Gear will have to be very smart to try and stay alive. He does go for the full commitment towards the upper platform. But still, time ticking away. 25 seconds now, JW. Full control. And I'm not sure what Big can really bring to the table here. Committing towards the upper platform. JW gets one. Buys himself time, falls back, and pretty much Big second two. What is that? Okay, a couple of frags, Harry. It's working out somewhat. Bomb might be planted here as well. It's going to be God B. He won't be winning this round, but he gets just about.
He has himself the AWP. We saw him do the 1v1 in the pistol. Now he's got to triple that in this 1v3. There's only one of him, and there's 3 for fnatic. Golden able to finish that one off. Carries the AWP forward. Gets the hat-trick in that round, and that's fnatic in with their 11th. But the bomb plant for Big is a fairly substantial deal.
It's something to work with. They took Nico in the previous round. They now have about 5k per player. It would have been about 4.2 if they had not got that bomb down. So it certainly helps things out, means they get the AWPL and presumably have a decent chance here of winning in the second half. They've only really picked up the first 3 rounds. The gun rounds have gone in favour of fnatic so far, but still, anyone's game. It's 11-9 overall as we enter round number 6 of the second half. Let's see where they can step up here. Smoke's deployed towards middle. That'll be courtesy of Crims, and in terms of the general setup here, Crims towards mid, flusha at long. Flusha with the AK-47 once again, but it's JW who's AWPing towards the upper platform here.
JW, he's been the problem maker for these guys on their pushes into B. This time he's there with the AWP once again, and You compared Flusher to a turret a few rounds ago when he was up on top of the boosted wall. JW's more like a railgun as he waits down here on platform for these guys to come walking in. Big, already looking like they're having their reservations, keeping mid checked behind them, but most of the players situated over here towards B. Right now, fnatic have a very heavy presence on the A-bomb site, so this would be the right call to make. They're just starting to rotate Golden round. As Big look like they're going to try pushing into this one.
They are setting themselves up with smokes here, but JW in a perfect position. If anyone overextends it slightly, you better take one down. But presumably they'll flash it first. They won't try check it, but we'll see what happens. Time ticking away, 35 seconds remaining now. Final commitment coming in towards B. Here's the flashbang towards the platform. Coming in any second now. There it is. Flashes off JW and he'll have to fall back.
Yeah, JW missed, but right now it's Flusher and Crims coming in on the flank that could make all the difference. Big try coming on through. JW takes the first. He's still got more work left to do, but it's Flusher now to pounce from behind. Got B and Tabson all that remain. As that smoke starts to fade, Tabson goes down. Got B lands two. That's impressive, but JW answers back with one of his own. The round goes the way of the Swedes, 12-9. The pause called in. Can't help but feel like this is going to be for Big as they find themselves now 3 rounds behind.
They do indeed. Well, money, bit of an issue now. That was a pretty lackluster attempt towards B. Wasn't the full execution I was expecting from them. A few flashbangs will push CDs back and a couple of smokes utilised, but ultimately JW looking quite comfortable there with the AWP, using the statue, hitting a nice flick shot to begin with, and Lekro joining in once again. We'll have a look at the frag charts while I'm here. 22 kills for Lekro, 24 for JW. They definitely are leading the charge for the CT side. On the Big side, Tabson has dropped off. He's been on 16 kills, I think, since the first half, if I'm not mistaken. Unless he got a kill in the pistol zone. I think he's been about 16 for a while. So, dropped off here on the T side. It's Legia who's catching him on 13. Got B now on 14 as well. Next, pretty quiet game from him on 12, but still keeping up with the pack. Round number 7 has to be the eco here. P250s across the board, and one set of body armor for Got B, and he's got the smoke to go with as well.
And this round is going to be a fast round as they pour into the crosshair of Golden. He takes himself 2. Wants to try hold on to that the rifle, but can't do so. Got B, last man left, 1v4. Don't help but feel like he can't do much more. As he waits over here and connects it. Peeks out wide, but Lekro finishes him, and that is an easy mop up there for fnatic. 13-9. Chance for Golden to pad those stats that much more. Now the buy can come in from Big, but they don't have the AWP for Kiev. Instead it's rifles across the board.
See whether that's a problem for him. I don't think Kiev's a bad rifler, to be fair. I've watched him a lot at the minors and the major qualifiers and the major. When he's limited, he can actually be pretty decent with the AK, so we'll see what he can do. 13-9 though, fnatic looking like they're going to make this a 2-0 evening for them. But we've seen it before. FaZe went 2-0 against G2. Now fnatic, another new lineup, new additions, looking pretty decent. Is this the honeymoon period? I'm not so sure. I've seen some pretty bad plays tonight, but still Big, still within this one for now. Double AWP set up on the CT side, but JW goes down to 4 HP. Doesn't want to fall back just yet. Flusher does, and he might not make it. Both AWPs down to just 1 bullet, and it's going to be good map control coming in from Big now.
Tabson will take this in his stride and drop down, but he'll fall as a result. Meanwhile, out here in mid, Big, they've got 3 players. Crims looking to try and send them railing, but he can't. His Legia does pick him up, so now we're back into a 4-on-4. The HP advantage massively in favor of Big here. I mean, as you said, both the AWPers for fnatic, 1 shot away from certain death. And Golden, he's going to try and answer back with some mid-aggression. JW, there's a smoke there. You're not meant to see through that. Drops Legia. And now the push comes through. Golden pounces out, takes them both. That's the bomb dropped. And Kiev in the 1v3, trying to pull a Legia as he finds himself in the clutch. Firing out from Stables, doing damage. He's going to fall to Flusher, so despite being low on HP, the AWPers have tremendous impact, and ultimately it was Golden with the double kill down in mid that took that one forward for fnatic.
Have a good round from Golden, but as those AWPers both down to about 1 HP from the very beginning there, but Golden, as he pointed out, baited him once again. That's 2 times now. fnatic have used 1 close play in that same corner, and he's found multiple kills from that position. 1 round away from match point now. Another force buy from Big. They're known to be a tactical side with an abundance of set pieces. We haven't really seen that so far on this T side. They've got 4 AK short, but only 3 smokes, no Molotovs, a few flashbangs. Next, down to the UMP. Their star player Tabson seems to have dropped off into obscurity. Still on 16 kills, hasn't had any high impact frags here in the second half whatsoever. As we're into round number 9, as I said, fnatic need 1 more. And in terms of loss bonus, if fnatic do win this round, will still be a maximum for Big. They need to get a bomb down here to have any chance. That's if they don't win the round, but we'll see. I'm not really believing right now as they go towards the A side. Haven't really got much to work with here. flusha holding the more passive angle, the defensive line towards the connector. Hoping someone walks into his crosshair, but back towards B we go. A change of heart, it seems. They hadn't really shown any presence towards middle. That's a weird depot. Normally you want to be at least showing you towards middle, pushing cities back. They still have full vision of mid. No smokes deployed there, so didn't really get much done, but they seem to have called something. Towards drop down we go with JW. Very established here on the upper platform.
And they're letting that timer tick down. They're going to start to walk in. The timing could be bad for Golden, who smokes it off. Gobby able to find one. The trade looks to come through, but Gobby entries in with a second. JW trying to do all he can from platform. Pivots back. Found the first. Doesn't account, though, for Tabson just to come soaring on in. As he does manage to get the trade, and now the bomb plant still yet to be found. Does not matter because Tabson lines them up, knocks them down, takes the triple. The hat trick comes in. And we were saying he had to try and step up he shall. That was all was required for Big to pick themselves up a 10th.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. We had not seen much from Tabs in the second half, but what a time to arrive. 1 round away from match point. He finds 3 huge kills there for his team and manages to get the final 1 as well. So, brings that up to 19, back in the driving seat and whistling down the fnatic economy as well. This will be the final 5 for them, so Big still within a shout to win this game. It's round number 10. They've got the AWP in the hands of Keeve once more. Lekro down to the Famous, but JW still on the AWP. Good grenade there, but JW timings might elude him, but he somehow hits a shot fully blind. Can he get a second? Of course he can. It's JW looking for 3. Surely taken down here. Finally, he is going to be subsided by Tabson. It's going to be a 3-on-3 now.
Yeah, they've got 1 man out within their sight. That's going to be Tabson. He's the man you'd want here to try and get that bomb across. And he spots out 1, goes back for more, but then is going to fall to Crims on the trade. It's the flank from Leggy that could make all the difference. They're going to start to hear that bomb rotating back, but Leggy is already in the back line, primed and ready to try and shut down anyone who rotates back.
Yeah, it's looking quite nice actually. The fact he gets in this vent, you can shoot through that without making noise as well. So we can stop rotations now, but it is going to be a pre-fire. He needs to hit this shot. AK in hand has got the advantage. Crims and flusha have no utility between them. They can't flash him off, they can't do anything. Comes down to pretty much if he gets the first kill and runs off, Legia wins the round for his team. As you can see, Crims coming towards the connector. He knows something could be going on here. He'll be coming in very tentatively. Pre-fires it, but it's not enough. That's the kill we wanted to see. Legia pretty much wins around that. I'd say you don't even go for this now if you're flusha.
Yeah, I mean, he's a man of many talents. He's won many clutches in his time. But this should not be one of them. If he carries the ult forward, then it gives them something to work with into the next round. They can try and play him on one of the sites, so then there's a potential for him to save it into the next, and that would allow them to afford a much better buy into round 27. He's able to take 1. Leggy goes down. Now they know where he is, but Keeve isn't too keen on hunting, so it will be Big in with their 11th. And flusha does manage to carry the AWP forward.
Big still in this game, just about. Just when rounds feel like they're going to slip away, like, yeah, a big round from him. Gets him that flank. It looked like he was so far removed from the situation, but calls for his teammate to come all the way back round through middle. He got himself into towards the murder hole, and then wins around. Like I said, that 1 kill did it. This is the force buy coming in from flusha. I presume that the weapon was safe in the previous round. It was indeed. So flusha trying to do what he can here. Went for the aggressive peek at the very start. Does not work out for him though. Given way that he's got the open up position, presumably he falls back somewhere else. He goes towards B. He's shown presence at A, so now wants to mix things up and hopefully funnel them towards a position. But Big aren't taking the bait just yet. You can see them all going towards long A.
Yeah, going to be pushing up. Crims and JW currently reside over here. The 2 other armored players for fnatic. Flush is rotated around, so we get the armored trio. And the old core of fnatic out on A. We're going to need them to relive some former glories if they want to try and pick this up. Crims able to find the first. That's the start you'd want. Now falls back through the smoke, runs off with the AK. He'll take that and hold on to it. As the rest of Big try to have control of long. Come walking in. Flusher misses the shots. Crim's able to do more work. Takes a second. Make that 3. Bombs now been dropped. And Crim's, he's setting them on fire. Finds himself effectively in a 1v2 as he waits for Lekro on the lengthy rotate. Has next to worry about over in mid, but right now he's got control of the bomb. This happens on his watch. Crim's, he's hungry for the ace. It all falls onto Keeve in a 1v2. He's been afforded control of the bomb. They're going to switch things up and head over to long, but right now, Keeve's going to actually take the aggression. It's left him with very little time. He's going to try rotating B.
I think he can do this. No, he definitely can't. Surely not.
Crazy leg Keeve running in. There might... No. Goodbye, Keeve. Sorry. Just misses out on it by a second. Might even die as well.
It was a decent attempt. Like I put myself out there a bit saying he definitely can't do it. It was 1 second, but I was right as usual, Harry. So
no, I know.
Don't worry, it's all under control. But yeah, there it is. fnatic just about win the round. But what a performance that was from Crims. AK-47, he picked that up from middle, mows them down 1 by 1. He's been great tonight. Seems like he is rolling back the years, as Chad would say, and managing to find some great form there. And we're going to potentially the last round. You can see pistols are out, 3 of those. AKs, Galils, it's not looking too great. But fnatic looking for that 2-0. A great start for a new roster here. And Lekro brings him 1 step closer for JW. He wants this game to go on a bit longer. He's going to kill his teammate with the HE grenade.
Yeah, clearly more power struggles inside of fnatic as it's him to find Lekro. Golden now goes down as a result, and this round close to slipping through their fingers. That advantage taken for Big. Not read into it too much just yet. Legia once again starting this late lurk out through long. It's going to go unnoticed. Flusher burns out to Hapson in the meantime. But it's Nex who's pushed on out. Does manage to spot one, but then goes down to Flusher. The rotate coming in from Lekia going to go undetected as he worms his way on past. Crim suspects all, though. And there we go. That will end the way of a Big fnatic 2-0. Big can't manage to close it out. Throw that all the way just like I did in that exit. That was fantastic. Henry, I know we've only got, what, 90